Welcome back! Alright, so I gotta start this video with a quick congratulations to Chile. Come get some, Chile. So the grand finale for the once-in-a-lifetime Centenario Cup is going to be disputed between Argentina and Chile. This Sunday we have a date with destiny. I haven't seen Argentina lift an international trophy since I was 12 years old. Please, Messi, please don't fail me now. In Euro Cup news,
Elmar är 1-1 och fyra Vattenvik 4-2 Emmy på Latin Emmy vi är Finland vi är kunder i 16 avsnitt.
Holy shit! I think I was able to understand Icelandic for a moment there. Yes, Iceland pulled off a miracle win against Austria. You can't deny it's wonderful to hear the passion that this sport inspires in people worldwide. Iceland in its first knockout stage of a major international tournament, and you can't help but want to see them succeed even more. So here's the final bracket for Euro Cup. Interesting to note, on the left side, 0 championships combined. Right side, 10 championships combined. We are inevitably going to have a finale that no one has ever witnessed at Euro Cup, and it promises to be awesome. I expect Poland to demolish Switzerland. I hope Croatia destroys 3-tie Portugal and their overrated poof Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, Messi? Ronaldo. Wales is superior to Northern Ireland. I see them winning that comfortably. Hungary versus Belgium, I'd rather see Hungary win. Belgium, well, more on Belgium later. Germany will inevitably destroy Slovakia. Italy versus Spain is hard to tell. That could go either way. I'm hoping Ireland will get revenge on France for Thierry Henry's handball in 2009. And it goes without saying that I want Iceland to eliminate England. Not only do I like these little guys, but as an Argentine, I'm obligated to root against England. It's football law. So back to the rankings. When we last left this list, we left off at number 46, Jamaica. Now my argument is that head-to-head records should count for something. It can't be that Jamaica is ahead of so many countries with whom it has a negative head-to-head record. But the problem with FIFA's ranking is wins within its own confederation net it constant points that unfairly inflate their ranking. A win against, say, Barbados or Aruba is not the same as Spain winning against Germany in its confederation. Quality of the opponent is not really taken into consideration by FIFA, and that's a problem. Here you have, ranked at 44th, Paraguay. Sure, Paraguay has only ever faced Scotland once, like a million years ago. But even today, I believe Paraguay is miles ahead of Scotland, who failed to qualify for Euro Cup and was the only UK nation to fail to qualify. Albania is not a force in the sport. It never was. For the most part, it was always considered on par with Andorra, San Marino, and Liechtenstein. They had an impressive but ultimately fluke qualifying stage for Euro Cup in which they incredibly defeated Portugal in Portugal 1-0, but at Euro Cup they went back to being the Albania we expected, losing to and beating a seriously gimpy Romania by minimum difference and still going home. But even those results won't knock Albania too far off of the 42nd place under FIFA's ridiculous ranking. You can check back in July to be sure, but if they're not at 80th place or so by then, it would be a travesty. Either way, Peru, Paraguay, Korea, Japan, Nigeria, Cameroon, all of these teams are better than Albania. Finland is ranked 67th, and look at their head-to-head versus Albania. Iran in 39th place? What the hell has Iran ever done except make Alejandro Fantino invoke the Pope? Nobody. They're nobodies. They've never been. They never will be. I'd put them in the 70s or 80s range, not 39th place. Denmark? Denmark's never been relevant. What are they doing at 38th place? Sweden? Sweden proved there are only one player, Zlatan, who was not able to get the job done. What a horrible way for such a talented player to retire. unceremoniously from the most horrible Euro Cup campaign. Easily, Sweden was the worst team at Euro 2016. Who did they beat to get to 35th? San Marino? Ridiculous. Iceland is emerging in the sport, but I think it's still premature to put them at 34th, as much as I love these guys. Algeria. Alright, now here's some real bullshit right here. Algeria is right now, currently, the top-rated CAF, that's the African Confederation, at 32nd place. First of all, this list is obviously slanted towards favoring CONMEBOL and UEFA teams, but even if it wasn't so South America and Euro-loving, to have African nobodies, Algeria, over much more well-rounded African teams like Nigeria, Senegal, Morocco, Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Cameroon is ridiculous. You want proof? Here it is. Nigeria's head-to-head, Senegal's head-to-head, Morocco's head-to-head, Côte d'Ivoire's head-to-head, Ghana's head-to-head, and Cameroon's head-to-head. Even fucking world nobodies, Mali, have Algeria beat silly in their head-to-head. Zimbabwe! Fucking Zimbabwe, whom you might recall is ranked 115th. They have Algeria beat in the head-to-head. How on earth can FIFA even jokingly proclaim that Algeria is the absolute best in all of Africa when they lose consistently to all these teams, even teams that aren't even relevant? They're not relevant enough for me to crack jokes about. I mean, if Zimbabwe has you beat in the head-to-head, then you can literally have Algeria play against a pack of brain-dead hyenas, and they'd still manage to lose. This is why their only star player that anyone remembers from Algeria is that fucking bird they had perched in their net at World Cup 2010. Algeria is a fucking joke, and giving them 32nd place is beyond generous. FIFA, you idiots. USA in 31st place. Fucking joke. And they proved they were a fucking joke at Copa America Centenario. 2-0 to Colombia, 4-0 to Argentina with 0 shots at our goal. The problem, U.S. men's national team and fans alike, is you have no awareness. 0. None. Observe as your own star, Clint Dempsey, proves my point.
What do you think about soccer?
I love it.
What do you think about the U.S. men's national team?
I hope that they, keep improving every year.
What do you think about the captain of the U.S. men's national team? How do you think he's been playing?
Felt like he should have been on the team, and it's a coach's decision at the last minute, I guess, to make a change and choose what's best for the team.
What was the name of the captain of the U.S. men's national team during the World
Donovan?
Cup?
Oh, the captain?
During the World Cup.
I'm on the spot here. Was it Clint Dempsey?
It's Clint Dempsey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You think he's a good player?
Of course he is.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you. My name's Clint.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you.
When you don't have respect for the sport, not even enough to know who the fuck plays for your team, to not know what football talent really is, to not even know where to look for all the potential future geniuses that inevitably must be buried in a country of 320 million inhabitants, borders on ignorance. I'm shocked that you still cling to Landon Donovan as though he were something special when he was a no-play bencher at Everton. A prima donna whom you mollycoddled into irrelevancy. So much so that Klinsmann had to kick him off the team because the fucker never showed up for practice. He felt he was owed a spot on the team. See, that's another problem. The moment anyone with a slight modicum of dribbling ability suddenly appears, you hail them as the next god of soccer and you bury them in that false hope. You don't let your players grow. You pump them up full of hype. And then when they don't perform, you're left wondering why the USA is still widely considered a joke in the sport. I refer you to Freddie Adu. You remember that guy? A guy you thought was the second coming of Pelé? Who now is today a stumper in the question, is he still alive? Playing for a nothing team in a nothing league, because the rigors of European play absolutely destroyed the hype that he was drenched in. You couldn't fucking make it in Finland football. Finland! We should rank Finland above the US. Stop treating football like it's a fourth-class citizen in sports. Start enjoying the beauty of the game. Try to foster a culture of knowledge of the game. And maybe then you'll get that worldwide respect you so desperately yearn. It was an absolute fucking nightmare sitting through Colombia versus USA. You know why? Because you fucking idiots wouldn't sit the fuck down and enjoy the damn game. People kept getting up every 3 minutes to go buy concessions like they were all diabetics with ants in their pants. There's a consumerism culture that seems to prevent people from sitting the fuck down and observing the game. There were these 3 loudmouth American fans seated behind me who would holler if the ball even remotely looked like it was going to pass the half-point line, as if every pass meant a goal. You goddamn yokels. Anyhow, 31st place, more like 131st place if you want brutal honesty, which frankly I believe you need. Costa Rica. They've grown as a team, it's true, but they're still behind the US in head-to-head, and they got humiliatingly defeated by them in their last outing, 4-0. While it's true that they took out Italy and England out of World Cup 2014, I don't believe they have enough consistent results to put them this high up on the list. Romania proved at Euro Cup that they're still not quite A-list material. There are tons of teams ranked beneath them currently much better teams. For example, Paraguay, a B-list South American team who coincidentally beats them currently in the head-to-head. Bosnia and Herzegovina in 20th, don't make me laugh. Not only did B&H fail to qualify for Euro Cup, but Croatia, who is much lower ranking at 27th, beats the everlasting piss out of them in the head-to-head. Hungary in 20th? Croatia has them beat silly in head-to-head as well. There's a minuscule chance Hungary and Croatia could meet in semifinals at Euro Cup, albeit a very slim one. We'll see who really deserves 20th place more than soon enough. Ukraine got wrecked at Euro Cup, son. Poland is ranked much lower, and they beat them. Coincidentally, they just evened up the head-to-head with them, too. Nobody's Northern Ireland put 2 past them, and they are ranked much lower. Germany? Well, we expected Germany to destroy them, but what I'm saying is Ukraine is more of a 40-ish team, not a 19th place team. Now, because I'm running out of time, I want to address one last team today, and that is Mexico. Mexico has an altogether different problem than the US. Time and time again, the Mexican media hypes the absolute zero out of their team, making it to be a much better team than they really are. Mexico constantly underestimates their rivals, and they constantly overrate themselves, fan and media alike. And there's a significant locker room problem too. See, Mexican players tend to let their own hype get to them, and then some of them feel like they're too good to play for their own national team. They place more value on their club team than they do their own country. So you end up with prima donnas, like Dos Santos, who out and out refused to play for Mexico, and Vela, who was out of form and made it impossible to be called up to the team. Chicharito himself appeared a few kilos overweight to this latest tournament, showing a vast disrespect for his team and for the tournament in general. If your own players weren't so hyped up by the media, you wouldn't feel like they are too good to play for the national team, Mexico. And if you weren't so arrogant in every online forum, every football video, every damn game shouting "Puto!" every time the goalie is about to kick a ball, maybe you would also have the respect that the world denies you as well. Yes, now you have players playing in UEFA leagues, but guess what? Most of them are benchers, not starters. The moment you realize that your depth is not quite at CONMEBOL level will be the moment you start to improve. All in all, CONCACAF needs to change their system to prevent their 2 largest draws, the US and Mexico, from both having an overinflated ranking and an easy bye to World Cup. CONMEBOL consistently shows up to remind them that both of them are small fish in a huge ocean, and the moment you two develop a little more autocriticism and a lot more self-awareness, and Mexico, stop blaming your coach for every little thing. You can't go 30 coaches in 10 years and expect to see good results. Osorio gave you 22 games undefeated, and the moment Chile humiliates you, it's all his fault? That mentality is what's getting in the way of your success on the field. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I leave you with this little fun bit.
Un reportaje para la Argentina. ¿Te estamos rompiendo el culo o no? ¿Ok? Ok. Bien, bien. Te estamos rompiendo el culo,